Welcome back, and if you're new here, I'm Dani. Thank you for joining. Today I'm going to share with you my standouts from the Miss Universe Philippines 2025 press presentation. The first thing that I noticed about this presentation was the opening credits, you could say, where we saw 35 pageant sponsors. Now, I don't know if these are sponsors for the pageant overall, that's what I would assume, or just for this event, but either way, I love to see lots of sponsorship activity for any pageant. For fun, I'm going to share about my favorites in no particular order, and I did take the extra time, that's why it took me a little bit longer, to make this episode shoppable for you, because I know that so many contestants struggle with finding pageant wardrobe. Now, most of the looks that you're going to see these ladies wearing, they are going to be custom pieces from designers in the Philippines, so I wasn't able to get you the precise pieces, but I was able to find some looks that are quite similar, and I'm going to be linking all of those in the description for you. Here's one I'm going to need a little bit of help with, Iligan City. I hope that that is close. I think that she looked great in her press presentation look here, and there is something in her eyes that really reminds me of Miss Grand International, the current one. Do you feel that? Do you kind of feel like in the eyes she's giving Rachel? Let me know. Bacoor City, absolutely beautiful. Love this dress on her. This was one of the styles I was able to find something a little bit similar, but I personally loved this one. The one thing I have to mention, it's not just for my ladies here in this episode, it's for contestants everywhere. Ladies, please never slouch towards a microphone. I know it's tough. Maintain your posture and project your voice. Get a little bit louder. The difference between like here and here in terms of volume is actually pretty small. It's a small change of volume projection coming from the diaphragm, so it's supported and it's not shrill like that. We can control those things with voice practices, with breathing. You can improve those things for competition. There, I said it. I'm not going to mention it again in the episode, but just know that that's pretty much my overall critique for almost everyone. Camarines Norte. Now, I do feel like this look of this all black sequins, low V tuxedo, which I love this look. I even like the necklace with it. I think it's fun. I really do like this look. I don't love it for this setting. I do feel like it's giving evening. Like evening, you could wear it to a cocktail event, but she's still standing out here to me because she is beautiful and she is confident. I couldn't see this contestant's full name or quite hear. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing this one correctly, but Los Banos Laguna or Baños? I'm not positive. Please help me out in the comments. I would love to learn that. I thought that she was beautiful, and what I like about her look in this green is that she's incorporating traditional Filipino fabrics into the lapel of this. I love that. I love the culture. I love the tradition. I love that type of integration, so she stood out. Batangas. Gorgeous, absolutely love the look. She definitely got my attention, which is tough to do when there are so many beautiful contestants, especially in the Philippines. It's ridiculously competitive. Nueva Ecija went with some really bold color blocking here with the red and the black and the little details on this side. I mean, just wow visuals. It also kind of reminds me of Cruella de Vil, which, Cruella de Vil's style from the live action in the 90s. It's just, it lives rent-free in my mind. I want Cruella's wardrobe. Not the puppy coat, but she just looks so beautiful here. Just like the color blocking, a little bit of shine is added to this. Makes sense for a pageant. It's like, that's where we do this, right? Like, I loved it. Camarines Sur, I was like, wow, absolutely beautiful. Now, I watched this on my laptop, so to me, it looked like her jumpsuit is yellow and then her jacket is kind of a lime green. I'm not a really big fan of that color combo, especially for a press presentation. It's definitely not something that I would be thinking about. I do feel like just the wardrobe styling could have been a little bit different, but maybe it looked different in person, because that does happen quite a bit. When I go to pageants, I'm like, wow, that outfit looks so different online. So I still like her. She still stood out to me. She's beautiful. Lucena City. So I would say this is much more of just like a modern press presentation look. Red is her color. Red looked great. It's a pageant, so you know she's got these rhinestones on her corset detailing, but I love the addition of the blazer. I feel like the blazer really made it more appropriate for this setting, but she looked great. Bulacan, I really think that she looked lovely in this white and gold. It's unique, it's probably custom, but this was such a great look for her. Manila, lovely. This shade of blue looked really great on her. Another standout. It's always tough in the Philippines. It is always really, really tough. I do think though she could have been a little bit more engaging, a little bit more lively with her delivery for this, but the beauty is helping to make her stand out. Let me just say, every year is a learning experience when it comes to Miss Universe Philippines. Every year there's a new province that I must learn how to pronounce, and there's gonna be a few in this episode. So please help me in the comments. I would like to learn. I hope this one is easy. Bhutan City. Now she went with this dark green looking suit, which I don't believe that this color on stage does much to help you out. It really doesn't make you stand out. So she's not really standing out here in the suit for me, although I do think that she looked beautiful, she looked professional. But what it was with her is that she was just gorgeous. She was gorgeous. She had a lovely tone to her voice. She sounded very confident. So, you know, if you're in a judging position and you're looking at all of these contestants, of course, do we want to see the contestants that it's like are really wowing me with their wardrobe? Yeah, it doesn't hurt. But you can still stand out regardless. Angela City, I like this suit. Well, I love suits. I love a great power suit. I think she looks beautiful here. However, I would have liked a slightly more polished, I think, hairstyle for this suited look. Oriental Mindoro. This looks custom. Love the feathers. Love the feathers on the blazer. And honestly, I think I can do this. I can do a fun little upcycle with a little bit of feathers, and now I'm inspired. But really, really like her look. And it just reminds me, so I just walked for New York Fashion Week for Philippine X, and it made the schedule of the New York Fashion Week, which is obviously huge for Filipino designers internationally, and it was supported by the Filipino consulate. I got that opportunity because my friend Bessie Basana was the co-founder and one of the designers, and then I also got to walk for another Filipino brand called Bagoyan, and like the pieces were incredible. You have to check them out. If you're not already following me and them on Instagram, please check them out. I was just like blown away. And even some of the men's suiting was so impressive with this like draped beading. Just the details were incredible. And then there was a designer, I think called Edition Limited. I hope I'm getting that correct off the top of my head, but did a lot of sustainable fashion and use of denim. And there was this one look and it was this like denim corset with these pieces on the side, and it was just incredible. Anyways, check it out, support these Filipino designers. If you want to see more behind the scenes of New York Fashion Week, working with Philippine Next, I will show you. I vlogged it. Also, a former Miss Universe Philippines made a little cameo in it, so check it out. I'll link it in the cards and the description. Kamigan, this is a very unique suit color. We see it here and there. I think that this color looks especially great on contestants who have a medium to a deep tan skin tone or have dark hair. So a really rich brunette or almost black color. I feel like this is extra complimentary for those contestants. So I really, really liked this look on her. I think that she looked unique and she just sounded very confident in her delivery. Tarlac. She is beautiful and stunning, and I think that the outfit is quite simple. I think she looks great in it. I don't think it's anything that's really gonna stick in my head, but who cares? She looks professional, she looks lovely, and it's the face. It's the face. Oh my gosh, cannot wait to see her compete. Romblon, I'm gonna need this look. I'm gonna need the designer. We're gonna need to swap closets or something because I am obsessed with this look. These oversized bubble type pearls. Oh my gosh, absolutely gorgeous. Compliments to the chef. Davao, she was wearing a darker colored suit in comparison to all the lights and the brights and the jewel tones and the almost neons. I do think that the color of this wasn't really helping her out. It wasn't doing really anything to compliment her, but she is beautiful and I do really like the styling of this. I like that she just has the jacket draped on her shoulders. I like the gold detailing. I thought that that was smart, it was unique, and it did make her stand out. Samar Island in this look is kind of giving me like 90s Chanel runway mini suit, or Fran Fine, the nanny from the 90s. Talk about one of my style crushes, okay? If you're not familiar with the show, she always wore designer and her wardrobe was like a focal point of this show. And so definitely reminds me of that, like the mini suit. Very, very simple styling, but loved it. Benguet, when I saw her, she reminded me of Tara, who has previously competed, and this year she is representing the Philippines at Miss Supranational, which is just a side note. I'm hopeful that I'll be able to attend again. But once again, just so beautiful. So beautiful. What can I say? What a standout. Occidental Mindoro, I feel like this is such a modern press conference look. This is just kind of giving me like Revolve. It's also something that I think would be pretty easy to replicate, so I have some links for you. But I loved this bright red look. It looked fantastic on her. I feel like also just like, I loved the high neck, the oversized blazer. I just think she looked different from everybody else. She was just giving us something different. Albay, very beautiful, very confident. I do feel like the outfit here is pretty safe, especially for the Philippines, but it's solid. I think she looks lovely in this color. It makes a lot of sense. She looks professional, so I made sure to link a look similar to this one in the description. Quickly, I'll say that if you're struggling to find pageant wardrobe, you can find free, absolutely free resources and links through my email list and also through my Pinterest. It is such a great untapped resource. I don't know why more contestants aren't taking advantage of it, but I already do all of the work. I find the looks, I put them into categories for you so that you can have fabulous wardrobe for all of your competitions. So be sure to check that out as well. Now, Cebu City, I do think that the fit of the skirt that she's wearing, it looked a little bit tight. And for me, it fit above everything, right? Like size over style, in my personal opinion. So I would have liked to have seen something like slightly just body skimming versus really sucking her in at the hips. But regardless of that, I really think that she is beautiful. So she's still standing out to me. Aklan, Filipinos of Southern California. So this look, I mean, I kind of like where we were going with this. She's got this color blocked skirt and then she has this boxier kind of blazer on top. But then I will say, so the hair was pulled back. There was I mean, her hair is gorgeous. It's the hair of my dreams. But she had a lot of hair in front to the point where I was like, that's a little bit distracting. So maybe a little bit less hair in front next time or pull some of it back so I'm not just imagining and just thinking about like, gosh, what is her hair care routine? Like she looked absolutely stunning. So maybe a little bit different styling, maybe a slightly longer hem on skirt, I think, for this type of event, just personal preference with this particular look. But I mean, she still stood out. Beautiful. Cebu Province in another unique color, kind of like a rust color. I really like her, and there's just something about her delivery. It's like the look in the eyes. It's like a fire in her eyes. It's giving spicy, and I like that. It's just giving life and energy, and she stood out to me for that, for the energy that she was bringing. San Fernando Cebu. So I like this red. I like the floral. I don't think we needed that belt sticking out on the side. I wish we would have hidden that tie because she's already got this focal point by her face. And I just didn't think that she needed more than that to gig. Maybe it's just me, but I just don't love a half up slicked back hairstyle. I feel like we've seen some better looks from her in the past. I've liked when her hair was pulled back in like a really elegant bun. Now, she is one of my personal favorites, okay, because I've seen her compete before. I've seen her do well in past challenges online. I think that right now, of course, people are talking about her, but I do feel like right now a lot of our contestants are being overshadowed by Antisa or Ileana or Teresita. In the past at Miss Universe Philippines, just because you're that big favorite, it doesn't seem to matter at this pageant. It really doesn't. And I feel like our big favorites end up finishing in the top 5 and then somebody else rises above. Like Chelsea last year. Chelsea stood out to me like I mean, she was in all of my challenge all of my challenge episodes, but she really stood out to me during the runway challenge last year. I was like, that look, that walk, that face, like, wow, okay? And then, you know, she did exactly that. She delivered exactly that quality of performance for finals night. No surprise of the win, even though a lot of people, like, she just wasn't on people's radar. And I'm over here and I'm like, hold on. Like, at Miss Universe Philippines, you can't count anybody out, but I love that about it. Pasig, beautiful color on her, elegant styling, loving it. Baguio, let me just say, what is in the water? What is in the water? Because I really feel like Baguio year after year after year is sending stunning contestants. It's just back to back to back to back to back. But I'm really rooting for a crown for Baguio, hopefully in the next few years, maybe this year, who knows? Always stunning. Oh gosh, Sultan Kudarati, help me out here. It's gonna get better throughout the season. So black and white, classic. Okay, but I'm also getting our 90s runway vibes. Again, Okay, so love the oversized collar. I would wear this. Love the black fitted mini. It's sexy, it's belted, she's cinching the waist. There is a sexiness to it because of the short length, but it's like in the US, it's technically still like winter. So I don't know how warm or cold it is right now in the Philippines, but for us, it's winter. So I'm definitely in like the winter mindset still, and it makes a lot of sense to wear a tight. Now, whether she's wearing it for weather or whether she's wearing it to give her a little bit more coverage, I just think it looks great. It's just like wearing that sheer black tight is such a great resource for you ladies. Like if it makes a lot of sense, you can use a sheer black tight to kind of give the illusion of more coverage on the body while wearing a shorter hemline. I do this all the time, and I love the effect of it. It's just not so jarring as seeing like the color of what you're wearing around your hips and then your skin color, right? Like that's a great contrast. But when we add the sheer skirt, it reduces the contrast between the two, and it just makes it less noticeable that your skirt is a little bit shorter. We're attempting another one, Muntinlupa? It sounds close in my head. Obviously, big front runner here, okay? Big front runner, and we can talk about this more in other episodes, just overall favorites. She's definitely one of them, and I think that this green looked lovely on her, especially with her dark hair. Watch, learn, pay attention, ladies, to color combinations that make sense, that look really good on stage. Here's a perfect example. I'm assuming this is a custom look. It's absolutely stunning, but the camera left her so quickly. I wanted to connect with her a little bit more. Ozami City, which hope we're getting close to the pronunciation. I just thought that she was beautiful, but I want to see different styling on her. I was like, wow, she's so lovely. I feel like we can step up the wardrobe here a little bit. And she is also reminding me of someone, and I could not place it. I could not figure it out. Please let me know who she reminds you of. Quezon Province. So big fan favorite here. I was surprised by this look. I think unfortunately the fact that somebody else had a very similar styling, I mean, that probably was like, oh no, like there's another girl that kind of looks like me. Luckily they're not standing right next to each other. Also, I didn't love that her hair was like slicked back and then there was these like pieces kind of poking out behind. I just didn't think that the styling was quite there for this event, but she's a fan favorite. She's confident. She just finished top 10 at Miss Cosmo. Okay, so she is a front runner still. Keep your eye out. Sinalon Laguna. Oh, help me out, because I feel like I'm gonna have to learn that one. I'm gonna be saying this name quite a bit throughout the competition. Her name is Ileana, and I actually met her at Miss Earth this year, and let me just tell you, she is lovely in person. Just as gorgeous as she is in photos and videos, and just humble and kind and happy, and I love her. She's obviously a big fan favorite. I feel like she really stole the show, and if I were giving a style award for the press presentation, I would give it to her for this custom look. I'm assuming this custom corseted suit combo with the draping. It obviously complements her figure, but beyond that, I just feel like it was fun. It was just different and memorable. It's something I'm still going to be thinking about long after this event. So I love her. Best of luck to her. And she's definitely a front runner, like I said. They don't call it runners up at Miss Earth. They call it an elemental court. So technically you wouldn't call her a first runner up. She's an elemental title holder for Miss Earth, but she was in the top 2. So friends, thank you so much for tuning into this episode. I hope to see you very soon at the next. Let me know what else you want to see on the channel.